Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And Larson, what do you say we answer some questions?
All right, sure. Let's do it.
First up, we had missed a super chat during the show today from Caleb, formerly known as Mr. Higglesby. He says, call an audible and have Sami win the Rumble. Do you think Sami Zayn should win the Rumble, Larson? If it was you booking it, who would you do? What would you do?
I mean, you have to split the titles first. I feel
Is that what you would do?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Because then, say you have Sami win the Rumble. Well, you got to have Cody involved in some major match at WrestleMania, not have him wrestle Seth again, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And having him compete for some title makes the most sense, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
So split the titles, have Cody and whoever wrestle for that one. The Raw title, the lineage title, the title that Cody, you know, probably that's the one he should have. Mm-hmm. That's the one he was talking about. This has the lineage of the one his dad won by countout.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then you have Sami get to be the guy to challenge Roman for the Universal title. And whether he's the person that beats Roman or not, who knows? But you get at least give him that shot at WrestleMania. And win or lose, Sami's stock is elevated because he main evented at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Yeah. I would probably have Sami help Kevin Owens beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. That's what I would do. I would have Seth and Cody like eliminate each other midway through the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's say, for example, Roman, the bloodline was allowed an entrant to the Rumble.
Uh-huh.
And Roman ended up going, let's say Roman gets to choose between Sami and Solo. And he's like, sorry, Sami, it's not going to be you. It's going to be Solo. Kevin Owens takes out Solo in advance of the Rumble after getting screwed out of his title at Rumble. He enters the Rumble match. He ends up winning it, but he doesn't enter until after Seth and Cody are gone.
Yeah.
Because you don't want the crowd getting confused about all that shit. You don't want them to mix it up. So it's like, oh man, Kevin Owens, this is unexpected. They like unexpected shit. He ends up going all the way and winning the Rumble, even though like the bloodline try to keep him from winning the Rumble. And then you tell some story along the way. Sami ends up getting screwed out of the bloodline, or he gets kicked out of the bloodline, and then he ends up helping Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. Because and he would have to sacrifice something along the way. And I don't know exactly how that would play out, but he would have to sacrifice something because in the end, he wants respect. And that's how he gets it. He doesn't want the title. He wants the respect, and that's how he would do it. So that's how I would do it.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Mayor Planet Houston here asks, predict which matches or what matches we'll see at Mania if Triple H still is control of booking. I mean, it's a 2-day Mania. That's a lot of matches, like 12 matches, 14 matches.
Wait, what's the question? Book all of WrestleMania?
Well, let's just do some of the matches. We'll see, assuming that Triple H is still in charge.
So yeah, I guess either Roman versus Kevin Owens or Roman versus Sami, depending on your situation or mine. I mean, Cody versus Seth for the WWE title makes a lot of sense.
It does.
I mean, Cody winning for a fourth time over Seth Rollins kind of doesn't, but then Seth is the guy that wrote him out.
Yeah, exactly.
With the sledgehammer. So there's that.
Yeah. Rhea versus Bianca.
Rhea versus Bianca. I would love to see either Charlotte versus Asuka, where Asuka gets her win back, or Charlotte versus Naomi. Where Naomi wins that title. I think that'd be kind of fun.
That would be cool.
And Ronda versus Shayna, where Shayna wins.
Yeah.
Like to see that. Who would you have Lashley fight?
Lesnar. Have him get the decisive win over Lesnar.
Who would you have Gunther fight?
Drew McIntyre.
That's a good one. What about Sheamus? Oh, yeah. Who is this? Pontus here in chat says Ray versus Dom.
Oh, yeah.
Ray versus Dom.
You got to do Ray versus Dom.
Oh, what about Finn? Theory versus Cena is what I'd do.
Yeah, that makes sense. Finn versus...
You know what I would do? I would screw Brock Lesnar. Fuck him. He don't need to be there. I would do Finn versus Lashley. Hurt Business versus Judgment Day. I think
that could be good. That could be good.
Let's move on. Two-parter. Carlos Diaz says, who's the best long-term... Oh, what is the best long-term storyline ever? I mean, part of me wants to say that a case could be made for like the Daniel Bryan Authority thing, because I think there's a lot. There was a lot there. But I don't know, man. At this point, if it's not the Bloodline, I don't know what the hell it is. I really don't.
I mean, your nominees would be Gargano Ciampa in NXT.
Yeah,
you could talk the Mega Power storyline in the '80s.
I feel like that was like 4 segments that went over the span of like 2 years.
2 years, yeah. Well, they tagged together for a while, so
yeah.
Yeah, the Daniel Bryan Authority angle. Sasha and Bailey, that first summer over pandemic, their whole story was great.
I don't remember watching, so I didn't watch like the whole thing with like Bailey in NXT or like Sami in NXT. Like I watched sort of the tail end of their stories. So I don't know, like those might have been really, really, I always remember hearing really good things about them.
Yeah, same here. Let's see. FSI, what number do you think the winners of the Rumble will be? What are your guesses for surprise entries? If Cody ends up winning, he's got to come in somewhere between 15 and 18.
If Cody wins it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say this. I would do like, I don't know. What you want to do is have like maybe Braun clear out the ring right before Cody's entrance so that you get Cody's big entrance. And then he shows up and you have him against, or you could do Seth. I guess Seth could be in there. Yeah. Seth's probably got to be in there. So you get the big Seth
you get that reaction.
Yeah.
And hopefully they get the Seth's reaction without missing Cody's entrance,
They will. Yeah. They'll totally get that wrong. Let's see here. Pretzels says, who do you think will be the Raw SmackDown After Mania call-ups this year?
Mello.
Probably Mello.
Mello and Trick, I should say.
Mello and Trick, Von Wagner. God, how do you call up Von Wagner?
I know. Alba Fire. If they're not going to put the title on her, then just call her up.
Yeah. I feel like it's going to be the thing with Mello. They're not going to, they're just not going to put him the title on him. But I don't know. Maybe it'll be the thing at Stand and Deliver.
Could be. Yeah, if Mello ends up winning the title at Stand and Deliver, then Braun's getting called up.
Probably Zoe Stark. She's probably going to get called up.
Yeah.
Let's see here. F-Pop says, since both 2022 Rumble matches were all-time stinkers, were they? I honestly barely remember shit about last year's Rumble.
Yeah, I think we both kind of felt, it's kind of underwhelming.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
He says, what odds do you give the show being good? Man, the pay-per-views have been solid under Triple H. I'm going to say I give it good odds of being good.
Hopefully we'll have some decent Rumbles that tell interesting stories and have outcomes that feel satisfying, or at least bring up some semblance of intrigue.
Yeah.
Like when especially when Brock won, we're like, oh, great, Brock won.
Yeah.
We get Brock and Roman again, even though we kind of knew it was already happening.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, exactly. Will says, when Vince torpedoes WWE, would you rather see Triple H start his own promotion or join AEW and build it up to WWE's current...
I don't think either of those things would happen. If Triple H doesn't work with WWE, he's not going to work in the wrestling business.
I wouldn't go that far, but he's not going to work with AEW.
No. And I don't think he'd start his own promotion either.
He'd do that over working for AEW.
Probably, but in his mind, WWE's the pinnacle of the industry, and anything less, step down.
If you love wrestling as much as he does, I'd be surprised if he just jumped out of
maybe he opens a wrestling school.
Yeah, that's a possibility. I'd be surprised if he did like nothing.
Ad-free shows.
Triple H, let me ask you something. Come on,
playing the game with Triple H.
It sucked when her dad came back, didn't it? Come on, you're bullshitting me right now. Oh man, let's see here. The Gooseman says, tournaments typically lead to some great TV matches. What theme would you guys like to see next?
It would be really neat if they changed King of the Ring to make it more G1-ish.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like a round robin thing.
A little bit more of a grind, yeah.
Points. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, that'd be great. King and Queen of the Ring, both.
The greatest tag team tournament ever. It's a Saudi Arabia thing.
All in one show?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
who wins?
Absolutely. Mansoor. Saudi Arabia, man. Or a hologram of Yokozuna. Yeah. Let's see here. Nathan Spencer, do you guys ever go back and watch past matches outside of retro reviews? He says, if so, which ones and why? I don't specifically go back to watch matches. Every once in a while I do. But what I've been doing lately is just sort of going back and looking at WWE's different television presentations. Like this weekend, I put on a little bit of primetime wrestling and Superstars just to look at the presentation. And because it fascinates me that the idea of Monday Night Raw wasn't even a thing until Raw, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, let's tape a live or live to tape thing.
Yeah.
Where the stories and angles all take place in that one show.
As opposed to anthologies, essentially, yeah.
As opposed to like, hey, we taped this thing 2 weeks ago, let's grab a match from there. We taped this a week ago, let's grab a match from there, and then just have like some people in a studio being, hey, let's go here. Like, it's funny to me that was wrestling, that was always wrestling's presentation until Raw came along. Mm-hmm. It's weird to me.
Yep. Sometimes if I have an evening free, I'll just hop on the network or New Japan World or something and just, I've heard this match is really good, so I'll just go and watch it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes, like when I saw Kota Ibushi versus Nakamura at Wrestle Kingdom 9 the first time, I was like, oh shit, that's really good. I'm going to go watch that again.
I'll watch weird shit sometimes. Like, if you hear, this New Japan guy was in this Royal Rumble. Like, wait, really? And I'll flip it on. Like, God, what was it? Shane Douglas was in the 1989 Royal Rumble. Huh. I didn't watch that one, but when I was looking at stuff for like one of the Rumble videos, I was like, wait, really? Shane Douglas was in the same Rumble as like a Hulk Hogan? That to me is fucking weird. That's just weird to me.
That sounds like a count out. People you didn't know were in the Royal Rumble.
There you go. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I like that. That's good. Shane Douglas and Hulk Hogan together.
No idea. No clue.
Weird.
Was he under the name Shane Douglas?
He was on Wikipedia.
Interesting.
Yeah. Shane, I know what you're doing right now. Douglas, 1989. Or was it 91? I thought it was 89. Shane Douglas. Oh, 91. It was 91.
91, all right.
Yeah. Yeah, it was 91, which is still like really early.
Yeah.
Apparently he talked to Fightful about it.
Yeah, Shane Douglas, there he is.
Yeah. Yeah. Look
Interesting.
At that. Orange tights for the franchise. Not his typical yellow and black.
Was that when he was still doing the surfer gimmick, like when he was tagging with Johnny Ace?
He says it was right after the Dynamic Dudes, yeah.
Gotcha.
Get to tables. We'll finish on this one. It says, what's your favorite finisher of all time?
Package Power Driver.
Mine's the Power Bomb. I love a Power Bomb. Those things are great. Those should always be finishers.
Power Bombs are pretty great.
They're pretty awesome. Plus the name Power Bomb.
Yeah.
That's great. Anyways, that's going to do it for questions and answers with Steve and Larson. Until next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.